Hello riders, and today on the vlog is Ducati Scrambler Desert Sled. Hello Andy. Scrambler Desert Sled, and you are here because you are a real owner of that bike. Can you retell the story how you got the Desert Sled?
Yeah, sure. So I was helping out Ducati in Italy, riding at the back of a tour. On the first day they gave me a Scrambler 1100. It's a very nice bike. I was riding around on that quite happily at the back, making sure people didn't get lost. And during the first day there was a guy on the tour who was quite a bit shorter than me. I'm 6'2", and he had a Desert Sled, and he was struggling when we got to the traffic lights to keep the bike up. His feet weren't quite touching the ground. So at lunchtime he asked me if I would swap, and for me it's no problem. So we swapped bikes, and instantly, I'd never ridden one before. I'd ridden an Icon, the smaller version, when they first came out, but I'd never ridden a Desert Sled. Instantly I knew it was the bike for me. So for a week I rode around on somebody else's bike, but loving it. And at the end of the week I said to the guys at Ducati, if ever you sell this bike, then I'd be very interested to buy it, because it's lovely. I'd fallen in love. My holiday romance was with a motorbike.
So you have one in your garage now. For how long?
I do. It's a 2018 black edition. Yeah, it's hard to keep clean in black, but I love it.
You live not far from me in Essex.
In Essex, yeah.
How it is to have a bike like this in Essex?
For me, I use it for everything. I work in the city in London, so I commute into it, and it's nice and high up. I can see over the cars when I'm filtering. It's light, it's manoeuvrable. If I go travelling, maybe. So sometimes I work up in Sheffield, and I can get there with just a roll bag on the back of the bike. It's a big enough engine to travel a long distance comfortably, keep up with motorway traffic. So yeah, it does everything I need it to as a bike, and also if I find myself in a field or green laning, then I can have a bit of fun with it as well.
And you also ride on track, and also you do quite a lot of traveling as well, and always Ducati?
Always Ducati, yeah. On the track, I actually race a Monster 620
oh, okay.
with the Ducati Sporting Club. So we have our own race series, and yeah, so I race on that. But I think because I'm happy to race on the track on that bike, I don't necessarily feel like I need a sports bike on the road. So I get my kicks.
So that's your go-to everyday bike?
Yeah, definitely.
Amazing. Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Real honest review.
Are you alright with how it feels with the gears when you stood up?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sit down and switch them if it doesn't feel comfortable.
So this is recording now, is it?
Yep.
Right.
by the grin on my face, you can say it all. I just got back and oh my God, I loved it. It is light and forgiving enough to ride on-road and off-road. You've seen me riding off-road at the Adventure Bike Festival, and you've seen me in the narrow country lanes, you've seen me in the little British towns today. It's perfect everywhere. Very easy to control, very easy to ride. In fact, only when I looked, I realized I was going a speed limit. I love it. I love it so much.
Ducati Scrambler Desert Sled has an L-twin desmodromic distribution 803cc 2 valves per cylinder air-cooled engine. Just like urban motard, it is 73 horsepower and 66 Nm of torque. Desert Sled Scrambler has a fully adjustable fork and preload rebound adjustable shock. Both have a 7.9 inches of travel. The bike comes with ABS as standard and with 2 modes, on and off-road. In the off-road mode, the ABS can be switched off. The clutch is light, the throttle is soft, and the engine resistant to stalling at low speeds. For a newer or less experienced rider, it's definitely a dream. But not just for a new rider, as you heard from Andy, who had 20 Ducatis before getting a Scrambler. It's still his everyday go-to bike. Last year, riding it off-road, I don't remember having that much fun, purely because I'm not an off-road rider yet, and I don't have much experience off-road, so any bike wouldn't feel very confident and very comfortable for me, whereas today, riding it on the road, I really had fun. 73 horsepower will definitely not give you a shot of adrenaline going a straight line, but it has plenty of go for cruising and enjoying twisty roads. My favorite ones. I mean, who wants to ride a straight line anyway?
And now the height. The height, however, not comfortable for everyone. And you wanted to try a desert sled as well, but you sat on it and you decided that it is way too tall.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously when you ride taller bikes, you have to stay within your sort of capabilities. I find with me, the more I ride, the more comfortable I get with taller bikes. So for example, if this one was an off-roading bike, a lot lighter, I wouldn't have an issue with it. But obviously being a heavier bike, being a road bike, obviously you've got quite a little bit of difference there.
I am 175 centimeters tall, 5'9", as you can see. I can reach the ground with both feet, but tippy-toeing. Because the bike is very light and because the weight balance, it's not too heavy on the top, I feel very confident when stopping. I didn't feel any wobbles that I feel on the adventure bikes when I'm on the same height seat. So you've ridden it before and you said you prefer smaller Scrambler, smaller as in height, in seat height.
Maybe. I think because it's called the urban motard, yes. It makes a lot of sense for town riding because it is, I mean, you'll know when you get on it later, it feels like it's beneath you and sort of like really easy to manhandle it a bit. It's got nice wide bars on it as well, so I think it'd be an amazing bike for the, for the city. Yeah, it'd be incredible. Or if somebody likes this bike a lot and just wants effectively the same thing but smaller, if they're a shorter rider or someone who's not comfortable with getting over to one side to get a leg down, then it's brilliant as well, and it looks almost as good as this, I'd say. Yeah. Just a little bit more squat.
A squat?
Yeah.
So your preference would be a urban motard, not the desert sled?
I think personally I'd go for this.
You still would go for this?
Because I got a tall bike. No, I've got a Tiger 800, so I'm used to riding like tall bikes, and I think this gives you a little bit more versatility if you do want to do off-roading, green laning.
Exactly. That's the reason you have a Tiger, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah, a bit of a do-it-all machine. The sort of possibility of being able to go anywhere, and you could still do it on the urban motard, but I think it's the image as well and that sort of thing. So I think I'd go for that. And also, once you're used to tall bikes and you get on with riding them, having that extra space to stretch out when you're doing longer rides, a little bit, you know, more space down to the ground, I think it's a little bit more comfortable. But like I say, some people just freak out, don't they, when they can't get both feet down, and so it's good that they've got both, because I don't think you can get a low seat for this. So, or maybe
I think you can for an
that?
Extra cash. I think you can
all right.
a little bit lower, but not
one
like
way to do it, then, isn't it? But
yeah. I think it would be less cash to put the lower seat on this than to adjust the lower bike with a suspension and everything for an off-road. Thank you very much, Rob. Again, probably it's the first time they actually see you in the video.
Was that not in your Yamaha video? No.
Just like a glimpse somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah, just like very busy. Today you are very busy as well.
Yeah, never too busy though to appear in someone else's video.
I'll try to grab you maybe on the other vlogs. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Until again.
It's such a cool looking bike, isn't it?
And pizza. Desert Sled to be my favorite scrambler. I was absolutely sure it will be 1100cc Tribute Pro. But you know, when you ride a bike and you feel it's yours, you feel this is it. This bike fits you. If that would be a human, it would be your soulmate. That's why after riding a Desert Sled, neither Urban Motard or Tribute Pro felt the same. Do you like it?
Yeah, no, which one?
This one?
Yeah, I love this. Literally, compared to the Scrambler Tribute Pro that I went on, way more flickable.
Yeah.
Walking home late at night, maybe 2:30. A little drunk, but I'm alright, 'cause I've been hanging with you, and it feels like love. Tell me if I'm wrong, 'cause it feels like love. Yeah, it feels like love. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Don't know what you do, but you make me feel fine. And you can't deny we are not just killing time. You should let me know if you want this true. Baby, you just make me feel crazy. A little crazy for you. Yeah. I think about you and I want you here with me. Am I out of my mind, or is this how it should be? You made me sing about love, so just tell me if I'm wrong, but it feels like love. Yeah, it feels like love. Yeah! Don't know what you do, but you make me feel fine. And you can't deny we are not just killing time. You should let me know if you want this true. Baby, you just make me feel crazy. A little crazy for you. A little crazy for you. Hey.
A little crazy for you now. A little crazy for you now, baby. I'm a little crazy for you now. A little crazy for you